Hi everybody, how are you? Welcome back. It's another art lesson with me, Ms.Wich. And what we're going to be doing this week is I'm going to be telling you a special story. It's going to be a Halloween story. And you are going to do some cutting again. You did a great job with your cutting last time, and I keep on reinforcing those cutting skills. And this also has to do with listening and following directions. So I'm going to be telling you a story and you're going to follow along. So what you'll be needing for this project is an orange piece of paper and a pair of scissors. And like I said, your special listening ears to listen very carefully to the directions. Again, if you don't have an orange piece of paper, it's okay. You could do it with white paper and then you'll go back and color it later. Now, you have to follow along to see a special surprise at the end. So, we're going to go and get started on this fun project since Halloween is coming soon. Okay, boys and girls, so for our Halloween story, make sure you have your orange piece of paper, or again, if you don't have orange, you can use a white paper and then color it in orange later, and you need your scissors. You also need really good listening ears. And here is the story. Once upon a time, a very small witch was walking in the woods. The cold wind was blowing the dry leaves all around her. The little witch was frantically searching for a house for the winter. She could not find one. Suddenly, a piece of orange paper, blown by the wind, landed at her feet. She picked it up. The little witch looked closely at the paper, and then she said, "I shall make myself a little house from this piece of orange paper." She folded the paper in half. So fold your paper in half. Then she took her scissors. She always carried a pair in her pocket, and cut off the two corners to make a roof. So take your scissor, and we're going to cut off that top corner, and we're going to go over here and cut that corner. "This will do just fine," she said as she looked at her new house, "but I will need a door." With her scissors, she cut a door. Since witches always wear pointed hats, she cut a special door. It looked like this. So we're going to cut our door. So 2 vertical lines first. And cut it across for the door. But we have to leave room for her hat. So I'm going to go on an angle. And I'm going to cut it a little triangle off of my rectangle. I'm going to cut it like that. So there's my special door, and there's the cutout for her hat. The little witch walked through the door into the little orange house. It was very dark inside. She quickly hurried back out. "I will need to make a window to let in the light," said the little witch. She cut a front and back window that looked like this. So we're going to go right here and we're going to cut that window. I'm actually going to make it a square. So what you could do is take your scissor and very carefully work it so one end goes through the paper, or you could bend it a little bit, give it a little cut like that, and then I need you to cut a window, a square. So I'm going to go around horizontal, and I turn my paper, and I turn it, and I'm going to turn it one more. Okay, make sure your window, so it looks like that for your window. You could always go back and get your scissor in, and you could cut it a little bit bigger if you need to, or straighten out your edges if you'd like. But you don't want to cut your window from here. If you cut your window from the fold, your whole house might fall apart. So please make sure you do your window. Oh, it was a very fine looking house. Her very own little house, with a roof and a door and windows that were all finished. But just as the little witch started to go inside for the winter, she saw a tiny ghost floating down the windswept path. As the tiny ghost came to a stop near the little house, the little witch saw that he was crying. "Why are you crying?" asked the little witch. The tiny ghost stopped crying and answered, "It is cold and windy. It's getting dark and I have no place to spend the winter." "You may spend the winter with me in my new house," said the kind little witch. "Oh, thank you," the happy tiny ghost said as she peeked through the window. "This is a very nice house." "First," said the little witch, "I will need to make you a little door of your very own." She took her scissors again and began to cut. She cut a very tiny door. It looked like this. I'm going to make a tiny door now for the ghost to get through. I'm going to go on a diagonal like that, and then like that. The two happy friends went inside. The tiny ghost went in the very little door, and the little witch went through her own very special door. All winter long they lived happily together inside the little orange house. If you want to see inside their little orange house, you're going to get the piece of paper and do just what the little witch did. And here is the inside of their house. And it kind of looks now like a pumpkin. So now, boys and girls, what you can do is make your pumpkin a little bit more. You can take, if you have this, you can go and make the lines of your pumpkin. This is kind of like the texture. If you would like to put a background behind it, or maybe some glowing paper or glowing eyes, you can do that. But now you have your little pumpkin. If you would like to make a little stem and a top, you can also do that. You can add on to your little orange pumpkin house. Hope you had fun and enjoyed that, everybody.
Okay, boys and girls, wasn't that so cool? Didn't you have fun doing that? I know I did, and I know I said that you could take it one step further. You could have left your witch's house or your pumpkin. I keep saying pumpkin, but when you cut out a pumpkin like this, it now becomes a jack-o'-lantern. So you could take your cutout and add on to it, like I added the lines, but I told you you could add a stem. I had a pipe cleaner, so I added that for the top of like my stem to it, the vine, I mean. And again, I added some black in the background and made some eyes. But you can do anything you want. You could leave it alone the way it was, or you can turn it into a little bit more. And I'm making this project a little bit later. It's not going to be due in a week. I'm going to give you a little bit more time because I know Halloween's coming. I know that people get busy. And I'm also giving this time for you to catch up with maybe some of your other art projects. Now, I told you that if it's late, you're going to have to remind me and tell me that it's late because can't go back anymore and check things from the beginning of the school year. So if you do something, if you had missed something and you did make up the work, you have to let me know. Otherwise, if you're all caught up, you can still go and make another Halloween picture, another jack-o'-lantern. You could take a picture and send it to me. I would love to see all your work. And again, I want to give you some time to catch up with your past projects if you need it, or you could just keep on going and make some other fun Halloween things, projects, pumpkins, whatever you'd like. Okay, and then when we come back from Halloween after, I will have a brand new project for you. Okay, can't wait to see what everybody makes. Bye.